Birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me.
Everybody, y'all come on in. We have a decision. Well, not we. The judge has shared their decision. They made their decision. So I'm gonna give y'all a second to come on in. Everybody hit the like button, drop your seat in the chat, let me know where you at, and most importantly, drop popcorn emojis in the chat. Drop popcorn emojis in the chat. Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Breaking news. This is hot off of the press. I was driving home and I was checking Twitter and they gave me an update on what's going on with Diddy's bail. I need everybody watching to drop popcorn emojis in the chat. Drop popcorn emojis in the chat. And of course, drop your seat in the chat. Let me know where you at. Everybody come on in. Everybody come on in. Everybody come on in. Everybody come on in. This is hot off the press. Y'all ready for Thanksgiving? Well, we'll see if Diddy is ready for Thanksgiving. We have news. A decision has been made on whether Diddy is coming home for Thanksgiving. I thought it wasn't going to happen until like Monday due to the fact that Thanksgiving is tomorrow. But apparently somebody had a little extra time on their hands and they decide to type up a little decision and put it out there. Drop your sit in the chat. Let me know you at, and drop popcorn emojis in the chat. This is going to be a great live stream. So I said this, the day before yesterday. Check this out. I said this about this whole Diddy case. He wants to be on house arrest. Diddy, where was the majority of your crimes being committed at? At your house, stupid. And then at the same time, they found tunnels under your house. So you expect a judge to give you house arrest so you can go down in your little tunnels and go back to having Diddy parties under your house. Tell the guards that you'll put out their mixtape and let them bring some dudes to your cell and y'all can have a Diddy party in jail. So right there, to me, that's common sense. There's no way in this world they're going to let Diddy out knowing that he has tunnels under his house. Tunnels were found under his house that led in like 5 different directions. So why in the world would they let this man out knowing that he has tunnels under his house? So being on house arrest wouldn't make any sense, because unless you have tunnel arrest also along with house arrest and they lock up the tunnels, ain't nothing you can do about it. So they started talking about they can give him access to an apartment. This is what was going on yesterday. So next thing you know, they started like scoping out an apartment, whether it was Diddy's apartment or a new apartment. They started scoping out some apartment that they were going to give to Diddy. So next thing you know, I'm like, oh crap, that actually makes sense. If they want Diddy to have a place to go, it can't be his mansion because of all the Diddy parties. Because at the end of the day, Diddy committed the majority of his crimes in his own home. He committed the majority of his crimes in his own home. So why in the world would you send him back to the place where he committed all the crimes? So they turned around and said, we'll give him or provide him a apartment, a 3-bedroom apartment, right? And then this is when things got kind of crazy. Everybody hit the like button, 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 everybody hit the like button. So it turned into something where they may let him out due to the fact that they're scoping out this apartment, and the judge seemed like they were like cool with it, right? So all of us started getting scared. Like I started getting a little scared because I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm some tough guy. No, I'm just somebody on YouTube that's talking about this Diddy case. And then remember this?
The video where I'm close channel and whether or not somebody pays you to say the things that you say.
Somebody came to her house.
He's got what I would say is like a medium to thick-ish New York accent. And he's saying, we just wanted to come and talk to you about the things that you speak about on your channel and, whether or not somebody.
This is Diddy's people that went to her house. So I was like, if Diddy gets out, like I actually went and bought a new pow pow or pow 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 pow. Because in my mind, I'm like, what if this dude actually gets out? He literally is famous for pulling up at people's houses.
Pays you to say the things that you say. And it was a very just vague question. I didn't know exactly how to answer that. So I answered back and said, nobody pays me to say anything that I say on my channel. You guys know we've tried a couple sponsors on this show once or twice long ago. We've had no sponsors since. We get paid, through YouTube ad revenue and the ad revenue from different platforms, but nobody's paying me directly to say anything. Now he goes on to say, to sort of talk about topics that I talk about on this show.
So I seen that and I'm like, okay, this is getting a little scary. They're actually pulling up at people's houses. And then for those who don't know, God darn it, this went on.
You guys are private investigators who have come to my private home asking about influencers. This is very uncomfortable, you guys.
I don't know why.
And I'm like, yo, what is happening?
So you don't want to talk to us then?
And then this right here happened.
To play for you is the conversation between Vicky and Mr. Russell Green, the private investigator that Diddy allegedly hired to pursue information about Rodney Jones.
And I got sent your TikTok, you covering the Diddy case and Mr. You okay to speak with me about that?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Obviously, we're not in court right now. We're going to be in court at some point. But the information that you're covering, in addition to involving me, is 100% inaccurate.
So I'm like, all right, these are three different cases, three different separate cases, three different separate cities where Diddy's people are literally approaching TikTok people, YouTube people, and talking to them or asking them about this Diddy stuff. So the thought that Diddy may actually get this phantom apartment in New York had me like, all right, I gotta be careful, because if this dude gets out, he's a freaking lunatic. And then I'm looking at the judge. I forgot the name of the judge, Alfrazino or something. I'm like, he's a brother and he's the third judge. So I'm sitting back thinking like, all right, what is this judge going to do? And then he actually supposedly had came up with a decision Monday. And then he didn't come up with a decision Monday. Then he came up with a decision. I mean, he said he was going to come out with a decision Tuesday. Nothing happened. And today I was just out. I was just like, all right, whatever. I ain't worrying about it. Nothing's going to happen probably until next Monday. And then all of a sudden, I got somebody telling me on Twitter that something happened. So I'm driving, so I don't want to pull out my phone. So I'm like, all right, I'll wait. So by the time everybody hit the like button, 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 everybody hit the like button. By the time I got home, I started going through the Twitter feed, and we have a decision. Does anybody want to guess what the decision was. Maybe some people know, and maybe some people don't know. So let's see who knows and who doesn't know. Did Diddy get bail? Yes or no? Is Diddy getting out? Yes or no? Let's see if y'all know. And everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button right now. Say yes or no. Is Diddy getting out of jail? Yes or no? Come on, y'all. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's see. I want to see if anybody is paying attention. Is Diddy getting out? Yes or no? Come on. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? I want to see who's paying attention. Yes or no? Yes or no? Let's go. Let's go. Tight, tight, tight. N-O is only 2 letters, and Y-E-S is only 3 letters. Let's go. Tight, 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 tight. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. He needs to rot in there. Facts. All right. For those who don't know, the bond decision is denied. He is not coming home. And there's a very good possibility that he will stay in jail for the next 30 years. It is over for Diddy. Denied. It is over with. This is going to be Diddy's life for the next 30 years.
Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me.
That's going to be Diddy's life for the rest of his life because he's 50. He ain't getting out of jail or prison until he's like 75 years old. Bond denied. Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. Bond denied. We need to have a whole Diddy party. Let's go. I wish I could play some music, but I can't play no music because y'all already know you can't play music on YouTube. Let's have a Diddy party, y'all. I wish I could play some music. But yeah, bond denied, y'all. Bond is denied. And the reason why they put us through all this is because Agdefilio, which is the judge, I remember his name, he wanted to be thorough and he wanted to make sure he was doing the right thing. So shout out to him because he just wanted to be thorough. You know, apparently he was intending on just denying the bail, but what he wanted to do is just be a human being and just say to himself, it's Thanksgiving tomorrow. He has kids. His mom is still alive. His mom wrote him a letter, even though it was a lie. I don't know this Diddy dude like this. Let me just do my homework before I just stamp denied. And I respect him for that because at the end of the day, this is somebody's life. Even though we don't like Diddy, but he still has the right to a fair hearing, a fair trial, a fair decision. So I respect that immensely because he didn't just like, nope, denied. He took his time. And because he took his time, think about this. Because this judge took his time and was extremely diligent and did his homework and spent about a good 4 days on looking at all of the evidence, all of the positives and all of the negatives. Guess what? There will never be another bond hearing appeal. See, that's the thing that I want y'all to understand. They keep appealing because the other judges that were on the case were not diligent enough, and they was just like, nope, denied. And then I'm like, wait. I want to appeal. He didn't spend enough time. He just said, boom, denied. So they kept appealing specifically because they kept denying him so quickly. So what this judge did, Agnifilio, he said, all right, cool. To keep y'all from bringing me back to court over and over again with all these damn appeals, give me everything you got. If I let him out, what would he be doing? Give me everything. The defense, give me everything. Prosecution, give me everything. And he got everything. And he sat on it. And he was diligent. And because of that diligence, there was not going to be another appeal. So we do not have to worry about Diddy asking for an appeal because he can't get one due to the diligence of this judge. So we were sitting here like, yo, is this nigga finna let Diddy out? He's a lunatic. What is wrong with this judge? So we all sitting there looking at the judge like, oh, hell. Look, who is this dude? He about to let, we start saying Diddy's paying him. He wants some of that money. He wants $50 million. We start getting mad at the judge. Put a 1 in the chat if you're willing to admit that you was thinking that this judge was getting paid off, or he was like getting paid, or on Diddy's side. Put a 1 in the chat if you felt like this judge was getting paid off because of how long he was deliberating. Because I be honest, I thought so. I was like, man, what the hell? Who is this freaking judge? Put a 1 in the chat if y'all thought he was getting paid off. I thought he was getting paid off. I went out and got a whole new gun just in case something stupid happens. Because I take all this stuff that I talk about seriously, and I know I can possibly end up in the hospital talking about this mess. I literally went and got a new gun. Look, the social media king said, I thought the judge was waiting for a bank check to clear. Wow. That is hilarious. Hey, everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Where are the likes at? Come on, y'all. Everybody hit the like. Come on, y'all. We need 300 likes. There's 400 people in here, and we only got 110 likes. Can we let's celebrate by hitting the like button? Let's celebrate by hitting the like button. Come on, y'all, hit the like button. Hit a like. There we go. There we go. Keep hitting the like button. The lights are going up. Come on, keep going. Hello, come on. The lights was going up at first. What happened? There was a spurt of likes. There we go. Come on. There we go. Keep hitting the like button. Come on, man. It's 400 people in here. If 400 people just hit the like button at one time, boom, we good. Just hit the like button real quick. Everybody watching, boom, hit the like button. Hit the like button, y'all. Come on. So, one, I just want to celebrate with y'all because I'm excited. We're safe. The witnesses are safe, which means more witnesses are going to come out. More lawsuits are going to come out. And because at the end of the day, now that we know people are safe, more things are going to come out like this.
Got hit with 5 new lawsuits. So let's go ahead and deep dive each one of these right now. And of course, we are going to start off with one of the most shocking ones, and this is claims from a 13-year-old child at the time of this abuse. This woman filed a lawsuit against Diddy claiming that she was 13 years old when she was drugged and S8'd at a house party with Diddy.
See, the thing about it is, these people are only coming out and talking about what happened to them mainly because Diddy is in jail. And as long as Diddy stays in jail, people can actually come forward and, go ahead and come out with their lawsuits. But if this woman, if this man were to get out, everything was just going to dry up and it wasn't going to be any more lawsuits. It wasn't going to be any more nothing. But now that he's in jail, oh yeah, it's over. It's over. It's going to be all kinds of lawsuits that's going to come out. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. We are celebrating. We are having a full-blown Diddy party. Ladies, put your titties up. It's not that type of Diddy party. It's just a social media Diddy party, so it's not a titty party. So put your titties up. It's a Diddy party, not a titty party. Like I see y'all in the chat trying to pull your titties out.
Hit with 2 new lawsuits claiming abuse of minors. In these
Let's
2
go.
new Diddy lawsuits, 2 men are claiming that they were trying to get into the industry and they were 10 years old and 17 years old at the time of their abuse. In the first lawsuit, Diddy is being accused of SA on a 10-year-old boy. This lawsuit was filed by Tony Busby, who also filed a second lawsuit today by a man who claimed that he was assaulted by Diddy back in 2008 at only 17 years old while auditioning for Making the Band. The first lawsuit is by a John Doe who claimed that back in 2005 he was assaulted at only 10 years old because he was interested in becoming an actor or a rapper. His parents tried to help his career by hiring an industry consultant who recommended that they fly from their home in Los Angeles to New York to meet with music industry figures. During the trip, the consultant arranged for Diddy to meet with the young boy for an audition, and Diddy asked to meet the boy alone before meeting his family. This consultant allegedly took this boy to Diddy's hotel room and left him alone with him. This boy performed a few songs for Diddy, who told him he could make him a star and asked him how badly he wanted it. According to this man, he responded as a 10-year-old child, saying that he would do anything to become a star. Said he was then gave a soda by somebody else.
That's the wrong thing you want to say to Diddy. If you say the word anything in front of Diddy, you're going to have to prove that anything. You could be you could just been born. If you can say the word anything, Diddy gonna find out.
Boy performed a few songs for Diddy, who told him he could make him a star and asked him how badly he wanted it. According to this man, he responded as a 10-year-old child, saying that he would do anything to become a star. Said he was then gave a soda by somebody else that was present in this hotel room, and then he drank it and began to feel a little bit funny. After this boy allegedly drank this soda, Diddy would tell the boy to move closer to him and then pushed him down, telling him, sometimes you have to do things that you don't want to do.
Magnum ICU, I don't know how to do a poll. The little poll thing, pause, disappeared. I don't know how to do a poll. So I don't know what the heck is, I don't know. Because I can do all kinds of other stuff, but I can't do a poll. So I don't know. I'm not saying I can't do one. I don't know how to do one. So I have no idea how to do a poll. I would do a poll, but I don't know how to do it.
After he drank this soda, he alleged that Diddy told him to move closer to him and then pushed him down, telling him sometimes you have to do things that you don't want to do. After being pushed down, Diddy allegedly exposed himself and told him to kiss it. After refusing, Diddy allegedly forced him to perform oral on him, and the boy shortly lost consciousness after. He claimed that when he woke up, his private areas were hurting badly, and he started to cry and asked to see his parents. He alleged that Diddy told him that if he said anything to anyone, he would hurt his parents.
If y'all are happy that Diddy's bail have been denied, put a 1 in the chat. If you are happy that Diddy's bail was denied, put a 1 in the chat. If you are happy that Diddy's bail has been denied, put a 1 in the chat.
When the consultant came back to pick him up, she noticed that he was badly shaken and took him back to his parents, who said that he was lethargic and acting differently. In the second lawsuit filed by Tony Busby,
and of course, hit the like button. Hit the like button. So if y'all can hit a 1, put a 1 in the chat, y'all can hit a like button. So if y'all can put a 1 in the chat, y'all can also hit the like button. So hit the like button also.
There is a man that claimed that back in 2008, at only 17 years old, while auditioning for Making the Band, that Diddy allegedly forced him to perform oral on him. He claimed that he had to audition 3 separate times, and Diddy allegedly coerced him to engage in acts with both him and his bodyguard, referred to as T. He said that it was a test to see how badly he wanted to make it in the music industry.
And I can't read your name properly. I don't want to say your name wrong. I want to know, do you believe he is the only one behind this? No, I've done extensive videos about how because you know, if you want to go down a rabbit hole on who's behind this, we can, but you know, I've done that a lot, so we can do that for those who want to be caught up. So we'll play this, and I'll do a breakdown on who actually is behind Diddy and how Diddy is actually a scapegoat and how nothing is really going to change. But Diddy is a special person. I don't think there's anybody else as evil as Diddy is. So they are going to prop somebody else up to do Diddy stuff, but there's never going to be another Diddy. So we needed him taken off the street.
And after visually expressing discomfort and hesitation in the situation, Diddy allegedly told him that he would keep an eye on him.
How about we meet up at a coffee shop and play this fun dating card game? We'll have fun and see if we're compatible all at the same time.
Ooh, what's the name of the game?
It's called Deeper Discussions.
I'm down.
Okay, meet you at 6.
Fellas, buy this card game. Ladies, buy this card game. Buy about 2 or 3 card games. The main reason why people can't stay together isn't because they don't like each other no more. It's actually because their present family issues come up or their past family issues come up. But when you play Deeper Discussions, you'll be able to understand a person's family issues up front.
This game can be played with either 2 people or an entire group. So have fun.
Question number 1. Name a time when money was the main factor why a relationship went bad.
Deeper Discussions Dating Edition. Again, these cards are good for vetting a potential boyfriend, a potential girlfriend, a potential husband, a potential wife. The texture of these cards are so soft and silky, by the way. Like
they ain't gonna get
really
wore out.
Durable.
A dating card game for introverts who have a hard time asking the much needed compatibility questions. Deeper Discussions, the card game.
So, let's talk about this in particular. Let's play this first.
Victims against Diddy that you'll be representing soon?
Yes, I have a case that I'll be filing right before.
See, people like this, they're going to keep Diddy in jail, right? Because just because he's in jail, we still need to be continuing to compile evidence to bury Diddy, because he's just in pretrial. His case is still open. He's not in prison yet. His trial is in 2025, and we need to make sure we keep our feet on this man's neck until he is literally under the jail. Because y'all seen what happened to Young Thug. Young Thug got let out with time served. So we got to make sure that we stay on this man's neck, because we don't want Diddy to go through this whole case and then get out just like Young Thug did. So we need more evidence.
Thanksgiving in New York for a client in Oklahoma, and she traveled from Oklahoma to New York, where she actually won a trip to go to a Diddy party from the radio station. So we will be filing a lawsuit against Diddy, the radio station, and the record label who financed and promoted that event. I have another case that'll be coming out right before Christmas, and then one more case right before New Year's. I would like everybody to keep in mind, especially when we're talking about the victims, that these are people who are traumatized. So, you know, maybe be a little more kind in how you're evaluating them, because these are people who have been through traumatic circumstances and are now trying to find their voice and tell their story. And the last thing they need is people calling them liars or making fun of them, because put yourself in their predicament. How would you feel if this has happened to you? And then you finally come out and this is the response you're getting from people. So I will hope, we all have a little more sensitivity to everybody.
All right, so let's go down a rabbit hole real quick.
Under to Taylor Swift's father, aka Scott.
So Taylor Swift's father has a lot to do with this. So hearing Taylor Swift and her father, don't think I'm going off on a tangent. Taylor Swift and her father has a lot to do with all of this stuff.
Scott Kingsley Smith is. Stay with me over the next couple of minutes and allow me to truly open your eyes just a little bit, taking you down a rabbit hole you never thought about digging into in the first place. Scott Swift entered into the financial business by becoming a stockbroker. He actually established the Swift Group, and we'll get to them here in a moment. But the Swift Group was a financial advisory group that is part of Merrill Lynch. This is the most important part, okay? And did you know that when Taylor sought to pursue her career in music, Scott relocated his company to Nashville, where he works as a top advisor and first vice president? And if anybody would like me to do a video on Taylor and her shady affiliations with UMG, just let me know in the comment section. But right now for this video, we're going to be primarily focused on Merrill Lynch, and then Scott Swift's affiliation with Merrill Lynch as well. But as you can see, Merrill Lynch & Co. is the former name of a prominent Wall Street investment firm. Since its acquisition by Bank of America in 2009, we'll get to why that's an important date right there. It has become known simply as Merrill and operates as a wealth management division of Bank of America. Now, this is one of the most important parts, okay? Prior to its acquisition by Bank of America, the company was a leading player in the subprime mortgage market, which collapsed in 2007. And as you can see, it was also acquired by Bank of America in 2009 in the wake of the 2008 financial crisis. You see where I'm going with this? In 2006, BlackRock just so happened to acquire Merrill Lynch Investment Management, expanding its retail and international presence.
Are y'all keeping up? What he's actually trying to prove is that these record companies are literally banks and they're not record companies. Let me back it up a little bit more. I don't want y'all to be confused.
Through her career in music, Scott relocated his company to Nashville, where he works as a top advisor.
Scott is, hold on. Let me back it up.
Financial business by becoming a stockbroker. He actually established the Swift Group, and we'll get to them here in a moment. But the Swift Group was a financial advisory group that is part of Merrill.
See, the Swift Group, which is Taylor Swift's father. And Magnum ICU, I didn't get anything. You didn't send me anything in my DM. I didn't see anything, Magnum ICU.
Lynch, this is the most important part, okay? And did you know that when Taylor sought to pursue her career in music, Scott relocated his company to Nashville, where he works as a top advisor and first vice president? And if anybody would like me to do a video on Taylor and her shady affiliations with UMG, just let me know in the comment section. But right now for this video, we're going to be primarily focused on Merrill Lynch, and then Scott Swift's affiliation with Merrill Lynch as well. But as you can see, Merrill Lynch & Co. is the former name of a prominent Wall Street investment firm. Since its acquisition by Bank of America in 2009, we'll get to why that's an important date right there. It has become known simply as Merrill and operates as a wealth management division of Bank of America. Now, this is one of the most important parts, okay? Prior to its acquisition by Bank of America, the company was a leading player in the subprime mortgage market, which collapsed in 2007. And as you can see, it was also acquired by Bank of America in 2009 in the wake of the 2008 financial crisis. You see where I'm going with this?
Oh, and real quick, y'all, my mother-daughter card game is only going to be on sale until Saturday. Saturday evening, the price is going back up to $200. After Saturday evening, the price is going back up to $200. So my card game price right now is Black Friday sale is $62. So if you want to buy something nice for your mother or for anybody in your family, or you want to play this game for somebody, with somebody in the next couple of days, make sure to get your mother-daughter card game and or your Deeper Discussions card game, because the mother-daughter card game, the price will go back up to $199 in a couple days. So make sure to get your mother-daughter card game. All right.
In 2006, BlackRock just so happened to acquire Merrill Lynch Investment Management, expanding its retail and international presence. And in 2008, we'll get to why this is important here in a second. Amidst the financial crisis, the head of the Federal Reserve Bank of New York asked BlackRock to analyze Bear Stearns' mortgage-backed securities assets and determine their value. As we should all know, BlackRock plays a key advisory role to institutions across the globe seeking to navigate the financial crisis. And that's where we get to Mr. John Alexander Thane, right? John is an American financial executive and investment banker. He was president and co-CEO of Goldman Sachs, and then CEO of the New York Stock Exchange. Thain then became the last chairman and CEO of Merrill Lynch & Co. before its merger with Bank of America. He was also designated to become president of Global Banking, Securities, and Wealth Management at the newly combined company, but resigned on January 22, 2009. Ken Lewis, CEO of Bank of America, reportedly forced Thain to step down after several controversies, such as the losses at Merrill Lynch, which proved to be far larger than previously estimated, and the award of huge executive bonuses. Now, like I just showed you, right, John was the COO of Goldman Sachs, right? Goldman Sachs was criticized for allegedly misleading its investors and profiting from the collapse of the mortgage market.
Whoa. Magnum ICU, I have 2 Instagram pages. One is IM_Mr. Let Go, and it has a blue check. And the other one is Mr. Let Go. So I checked both of them, but I don't know about the third one. Magnum ICU. And let's see. And you sent this video earlier. It says, I said, I'm glad you shared that. So yeah, that was from yesterday. No, that was hours ago. Uh-oh, hold on. Something just came up. What is this?
Sexual preference. Like Diddy, Jay-Z's sexual preference is peculiar to say the least.
And that's another thing. You in the last interview, you said that Jay-Z was bi, and that you were 100% sure that he was.
Correct.
How do you know this?
I don't believe this.
I know it from being around.
Hear anything of that sort? Like
Never mind.
Like Diddy, Jay-Z's sexual preference.
I don't care about all that stuff. Like I don't want to get into all that. So never mind. I was going to get into that, but no. Pause.
Market during the 2007-2018 financial crisis. This led to investigations from the United States Congress and the United States Department of Justice and a lawsuit from the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission that resulted.
What do you mean? You sent it to both? I got it. Magnum ICU. I'm just letting you know I have 2 Instagram pages, not 3. So the first one is IM_Mr. Let Go, and the other one is Mr. Let Go. And you sent the video to both, so you good. I seen it.
Resulted in Goldman paying a $550 million settlement in July of 2010. Now, if you would like to really know what Scott Swift's association with this was and his relationship with John and himself.
And Scott Swift is Taylor Swift's father, who is in cahoots with all these banks, Merrill Lynch and them. And the reason why this is significant is because somebody in the chat asked, do you think they want to know how deep is this whole Diddy stuff? Diddy is at the bottom. And what I said before, and the reason why this is so significant, and everybody hit the like button, is because this is what happens. They use people like Diddy in order to have these parties. And when they have these parties, they have a few stars and a few nobodies and a whole bunch of chicks, right? And then they get the chicks in there, and it's just random chicks, just like in these lawsuits, like this.
Hit with 2 new lawsuits claiming abuse of minors.
And then this.
Hit with 5 new lawsuits. So let's go ahead and deep dive each one of these right now. And of course, we are going to start off with one of the most shocking ones, and this is claims from a 13-year-old child at the time of this abuse.
So all of these lawsuits are literally from young people going to these Diddy parties, and some of the young people that go to these Diddy parties, if they don't escape, they get shipped off. And that's the back end of how these record companies make their money. They don't make all their money off of the music. They make their money off of the artist becoming famous and they become influential. They become famous and influential. And then they are able to bring young girls, whatever, whoever, to these parties. It's not just about Diddy. It's just a party. You bring these young people to a party, and next thing you know, some people don't never make it home because they get blanked and then blanked, and some of them go home while 2, 3, or 5 of them, they just disappear. And when they disappear, they end up in, allegedly, in one of these shipping containers, and the shipping containers is placed on a boat, and those people are sent out to another country, and whoever is on the other side of where that boat is going to pays the person, the bank, or whoever, trafficking money. And that's an undercover way that a lot of these companies are making back end money. It's not about rap. It's about influence. I'll say it again. It's not about rap. It's about influence. So they need black guys and black women and white women too to have all of this influence. White guys too, to be singers, these heartthrobs, to lure unsuspecting random girls and random boys in, and then they go to these parties, and 2, 3, 4, 5 of them end up never found again. And they, because I already showed you about the shipping containers, where, hold on, let me show y'all the shipping containers. Some people don't know, because somebody asked this in the chat, so I'm trying to just show y'all. These are the shipping containers.
Shows us how close Diddy's house is to these ports, but not only Diddy's house, but other celebrities that are being named and a list of people associated with Diddy. And that includes Jennifer Lopez, which I found to be really interesting because I feel like we all forgot that she had dated Diddy back in the 90s. Now, what does this video prove? Technically, nothing at all. They just live next to a port. Okay. But some people do believe that there's been...
So what happens is they find a rapper, they make them rich, they actually buy them these houses. The record company owns some of these houses, not Diddy's house, but they own some of these houses on Star Island, and there's multiple Star Islands. There's one in Miami, there's one in New York. This one I think is in New York or Miami, right? So I believe both Star Islands are next to a port. Think about that. I think both Star Islands, New York and Miami, are both next to a port, if I'm not mistaken. So they own the house. They house the rapper in one of these mansions. The rapper has a party, like a Diddy party, and next thing you know, they have tunnels under these houses, and depending on how many people are at the party, some people can possibly go missing, and then they go under the tunnel, and next thing you know, they end up shipped across the street, even though it's water.
Child trafficking using the ports. Some people have reported they've heard humans screaming from inside the cargo containers.
So the cargo containers are, hold on. Cargo containers are here. So that's the house. And boom, right there is the ports. So the underground tunnels lead straight across to the ports. That's what the underground tunnels are for, to the ports. And then after the Diddy party, after the whoever party, because they house rappers in these houses. It's not just Diddy's, it's just these parties. They'll invite a whole bunch of women to the parties. Next thing you know, underground tunnels pop up under a shipping container, and then boom, the person that's up in a shipping container right there.
Did y'all?
And then next thing you know, boom, they get shipped off to somewhere else. and somewhere else pays a lot of money for what's in that shipping container, and the bank, which is these record companies, get their money back. So real quick, I just want to say this again for those who don't understand. There's a possibility, because I don't know nothing. This is for entertainment purposes only. Okay. The rapper gets signed by a bank and not a record company. The record companies are banks, Merrill Lynch, all these other banks. All right. They get signed by a bank. They give the rapper a loan, which is called an advance. So they give them a loan for $1 million, right? So now the rapper has $1 million that they have to pay back. The rapper has to pay back in record sales, right? And as the rapper signs the record deal, in one of the pages, allegedly, there is a life insurance plan that they sign off also that gives the record company the ability to put the rapper on life insurance, allegedly. So that means that the rapper dies of pneumonia, they get a hit. I mean, they get an insurance policy check, right? That's if the rapper dies. So now if the rapper ever turns around and says, yo, I don't want to do this no more, I don't want to do this, they're gonna be like, all right, now you do know all we got to do is and you out of here, and you're more valuable to us this versus that. So we going to get you out of here and get your life insurance policy and cash in if you want to, or you can shut up and finish doing what we asked you to do. Next thing you know, the rapper's like, damn, this is crazy. That's when rappers show up on TV or on social media talking about, I sold my soul. They didn't sell their soul. They signed a record contract and they owe millions of dollars because the record company says, now go out and buy a whole bunch of dumb shit, cars, chains, and we'll put you up in his house. So now the record company has the rapper, and the rapper has to do the record companies or the bank's bidding. They set the rapper up in one of these big ass houses on Star Island, and now the rapper has all this influence. They have parties every weekend, just like Diddy. Boom. They have a party. Everybody's having fun. Everything's going good. They feeding people drinks that may or may not have something in it, like possibly GHB. And then people end up, passing out or whatever, crazy stuff end up going on. And out of 100 people at these parties, maybe 3, 4, 5 of the male and females that done passed out get allegedly taken down under the tunnel, because there's tunnels under some of these houses. And then, like I said, the tunnels lead across to these shipping containers. Then the shipping containers right here. Boom. Now, whole bunch of people are now taking a trip that they didn't ask to take to another country or somewhere. And then whoever is the recipient of the shipping container pays the quote unquote bank a whole bunch of money for their shipment. Now they got the rapper that is somewhat enslaved to them because the rapper owes them all this money, and they are somewhat, they owe all this money to them, so they have to keep doing the record company's bidding, or they can sue them and all this other stuff, or just get them out of here. And next thing you know, guess what? The rapper keeps running these parties, keeps having these and having this influence. See, they need the rappers, they need the singers to have the influence in order to bring the degenerate people to these parties. Yes, all this is alleged. I don't know nothing. This is for entertainment purposes only. I don't know nothing. I'm dumb. I'm stupid. I don't know nothing. I'm not the best reporter. I'm not a journalist. I'm not nothing. I'm just, all this is entertainment. I'm an idiot. Don't sue me. I don't know nothing. Don't look at me like I don't know nothing. Okay. This is for entertainment purposes only. This is just what I think may be happening. Okay. So next thing you know, right, the record deal itself is part of the blackmail. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they denied his bail. Yes, Cynthia. Yep. They denied his bail. So that is exactly what is going on with all of this rapper record company stuff. So I wanted to explain that to y'all, just in case y'all are wondering, it's like, why is this dude talking about these banks? So let's go back to this conversation about the banks.
Co. is the former name of a prominent Wall Street investment firm. Since its acquisition by Bank of America in 2000,
Merrill Lynch and Company. Remember that, Merrill Lynch.
And then Scott Swift's affiliation with Merrill Lynch as well. But as you can see, Merrill Lynch & Co. is the former name of a prominent Wall Street investment firm. Since its acquisition by Bank of America in 2009, we'll get to why that's an important date right there. It has become known simply as Merrill and operates as a wealth management division of Bank of America. Now, this is one of the most important parts, okay? Prior to its acquisition by Bank of America, the company was a leading player in the subprime mortgage market, which collapsed in 2007. And as you can see, it was also acquired by Bank of America in 2009 in the wake of the 2008 financial crisis. You see where I'm going with this? In 2006, BlackRock just so happened to acquire Merrill Lynch Investment Management, expanding its retail and international presence. And in 2008, we'll get to why this is important here in a second. Amidst the financial crisis, the head of the Federal Reserve Bank of New York asked BlackRock to analyze Bear Stearns' mortgage-backed securities assets and determine their value. As we should all know, BlackRock plays a key advisory role to institutions across the globe seeking to navigate the financial crisis. And that's where we get to Mr. John Alexander Thane, right? John is an American financial executive and investment banker. He was president and co-CEO of Goldman Sachs, and then CEO of the New York Stock Exchange. Thane then became the last chairman and CEO of Merrill Lynch & Co. before its merger with Bank of America. He was also designated to become president of Global Banking, Securities, and Wealth Management at the newly combined company, but resigned on January 22, 2009. Ken Lewis, CEO of Bank of America, reportedly forced Thane to step down after several controversies, such as the losses at Merrill Lynch, which proved to be far larger than previously estimated, and the award of huge executive bonuses. Now, like I just showed you, right, John was the COO of Goldman Sachs, right? Goldman Sachs was criticized for allegedly misleading its investors and profiting from the collapse of the mortgage market during the 2007-2018 financial crisis. This led to investigations from the United States Congress and the United States Department of Justice and a lawsuit from the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission that resulted in Goldman paying a $550 million settlement in July of 2010. Now, if you would like to really know what Scott Swift's association with this was and his relationship with John and himself, please go check down in the comments section. Because there are some things and some associations with certain people that you can't actually talk about openly on a video on TikTok. But that'll connect the dots with Mr. Scott Swift for you. But let's dig a little bit deeper. BlackRock acquired Merrill Lynch's investment manager division in 2006, like I just said, right? In exchange for a 49% ownership interest in the company. But the deal also gave Merrill Lynch a 49.5% stake in BlackRock. And as we know, the remainder of BlackRock is owned by institutional and individual investors, as well as BlackRock employees. And if Merrill Lynch just so happened to have a 49.5% stake in BlackRock, then why are none of their members on the board of BlackRock? I'm not going to confirm whether or not those members have any association with what I'm about to show you, but pretty sure the answer is obvious for you to figure out. Did you know through mergers, the oldest branch of the Bank of America franchise can be traced to 1784, when Massachusetts Bank was chartered, the first federally chartered joint stock-owned bank in the United States. Now here's a little something about the Massachusetts. Right here, Mr. Lucian.
All right, so let's start here because I don't want to get too technical for y'all. So this is a little louder, so turn your volume down a little bit, slightly. But let's go here because that video was a little too technical.
That would be this man right here, Mr. Lucian Grange. The reason why Abel Tesfaye, aka The Weeknd, is in the position of which he is. Which, let me say, this is for educational purposes only. But what if I told you there's a very dark history behind Lucian? That even Lucian himself has a puppet master.
Now, remember, we're talking about what's going on behind Diddy and the people that are funding Diddy and the people that actually put Diddy in jail because Diddy is getting too old and too reckless. But altogether, Lucian Grange is over Diddy. All right. So that's who this guy is right here. So we're going to talk about who is over Diddy and what is going on. Who has been funding Diddy doing all this stuff, because it's always somebody else and not a black person, because black people, sadly, we're just puppets in the puppet show.
Let's keep in mind, Lucian is the chairman and chief executive officer of Universal Music Group. Oh yeah, the same exact one that's bringing its music back to TikTok. Let's keep in mind before I go any further though, Mr. Lucian Grange is under pressure from a lot of allegations. Allegations of sponsoring and financing every single one of P. Diddy's parties. Every single party of where P. Diddy's allegations in themselves originate from.
Y'all hear that, right? He said, I didn't say it, he said it. He said Lucian Grange is responsible for sponsoring all of Diddy's parties. Why is some old white man sponsoring a party for Diddy? Because the parties is the influence. The parties is where people can pass out at. The parties is where the baby oil is. The parties is where the degenerates can turn around and possibly wake up in a shipping container. Possibly why he's sponsoring $1 million parties.
Saying that Lucian aided and abetted Combs' behavior by sponsoring gatherings where underage girls were reportedly drugged and provided vast sums of money to Combs, who alleged.
Y'all hear that, right? And this is the proof right here.
Got hit with 5 new lawsuits. So let's go ahead and deep dive each one of these right now. And of course, we are going to start off with one of the most shocking ones. And this is claims from a 13-year-old child at the time of this abuse.
See what I'm saying? So let's go back.
Diddy's allegations in themselves originate from. Saying that Lucian aided and abetted Combs' behavior by sponsoring gatherings where underage girls were reportedly
underage girls
drugged and provided vast sums of money to Combs, who allegedly used it for.
And the word "what" is trafficked. If you look closely, the word is trafficked.
For what? But like I said, the music industry is very dark, and there's always another puppet master. This is Mr. Leora Cohen. How do you think Lucian Grange got that position to begin with? Oh, you guessed it, aka the tall Israeli. And of course, Leora Cohen is a global head of music at Google and YouTube. But this man is a very high authority figure in the music industry. Because let's keep in mind, Cohen worked on the label side of the music industry at companies including Warner Music, Def Jam, Island Def Jam, and 300 Entertainment. I do keep in mind, Leora Cohen in himself is somebody that Tupac and himself was sketched out about. And ironically, not even 2 years after Tupac's death, in 1998 and 1999, Cohen brokered the deal to sell Def Jam to Universal, creating the Island Def Jam music group, which combined Def Jam, Mercury, and Island Records. And as you can see at that time, artists under his watch at Island Def Jam included none other than Jay-Z, Bon Jovi, Ludacris, and Mariah Carey, just to name a few. All very sketchy artists, but like I said, Mr. Leora Cohen himself is the victim of many allegations, including from a CIA agent that confessed the agencies created rap music to fill private prisons. Mr. John Homeston, a retired.
They created rap music to fill private prisons. So this is the other side. So they're making money off of black people with the traffic stuff, but they're also making money off of black people out by the drill music and all this stupid drug, all this stupid music, all this stupid rap. Because I hate drill rap. It's just so stupid. But that pushes young people to go to prison. So the other side is sending people to prison and they investing in the prisons.
CIA agent has admitted on national Russian television that hip-hop was a psyop invented by the CIA in the 1980s, and the agency has directed and financed household name artists including NWA.
So the CIA is the ones that actually funded rap. See, rappers can just beat on a table and make a song and put it on a tape, but the distribution companies, the record labels, are the money behind all this stuff in order to make your song or your music or your album worldwide, right? So the thing about it is their jobs are one particular thing: give you money and make you in debt to them, give you influence, make you famous, so you can bring more degenerate people to these parties.
Dr. Dre, Jay-Z, and Kanye West. Kanye tried to tell everybody about this years ago. Of course, nobody wanted to listen. But John Holmeston said that our mission was to use teenage angst to our advantage and turn Generation X into a decadent, pro-drug, and anti-establishment culture that would create uprisings and further division within society, saying that the CIA even infiltrated mainstream radio to promote their music and reach millions of people every day. He also says when it comes to engineering culture, no one touches Leroy Cohen. Holmeston admitted Leroy Cohen, also known as the tall Israeli who runs hip-hop, used specific artists like these, I'm sure everybody knows who all of these people are, to gain specific influence in society. See, like it says here, Cohen ended up promoting rappers such as Jay-Z and Kanye West, and more recently brought Migos and Young Thug to prominence. Well, obviously Kanye knew what he was talking about. But see, Kanye himself, alongside John Holmeston, stated that the elites have been slowly working on eroding social norms for decades, and forcing famous black men to normalize the sight of men in dresses was a part of the agenda.
Eroding social norms and causing the influencers to get young people to commit crimes, sell drugs, and become gay.
And here's the thing, right? A music industry executive who was present at the first meeting between the CIA and music industry executives has written a confessional letter detailing exactly what went down on that fateful day, in a specific video that is no longer available online. Yeah, I'm sure that's not sketchy in itself, right? Or the fact that John Holmeston said that the CIA worked in tandem with music industry elite to create a funnel in which young people would be indoctrinated with brainwashing gangster rap music. And then
a funnel. All of this is multiple funnels
delivered to the highly profitable private prison system. In order to create this funnel, the CIA introduced music industry owners to the private prison industry.
So you got trafficking funnels going on over here with these parties, and then you have prison funnels going on over here with the kids that are being influenced by the music, by the influencers' music.
That's where Time Warner comes in, because let's keep in mind, like I stated at the beginning of this video, Leroy Cohen himself was a very high authority figure at Time Warner. And as you can see, some of the biggest names in the music industry are in cahoots with private prison owners. And as you can see in 2021, Core Civic, formerly known as Corrections Corporation of America,
which is a prison,
biggest name in the private prisons industry, contacted 48 states offering to buy their prisons. See, there was one particular requirement of eligibility for the deal, saying,
listen to this, this is the eligibility. And the eligibility is, does anybody want to guess what's the eligibility? For prisons to actually pay the investor the most amount of money, what has to go on in a prison? Anybody? What has to go on in a prison for the investors of the prison to get the majority of their money? A lot of you know this already. I want to just give y'all a second. Make sure y'all are keeping up. What has to happen in the prison for the investors to get the maximum amount of money, y'all? What has to happen at the prison? Come on, y'all. There we go. Rudy got it. Keep them filled at 90% capacity. And how do you keep a prison filled 90% capacity? Well, the influencer, who is the rapper, has to influence young people to want to commit crimes and think committing crimes is a cool thing to do. Keep them filled. Exactly. 90% capacity.
See, there was one particular requirement of eligibility for the deal, saying that an assurance by the agency partner that the agency has sufficient inmate population to maintain a 90% occupancy rate over the term of the contract. And here's the sketchy part that this article paints very well, right? In the year 2012, a mere 232 media executives in the US were responsible for controlling all avenues necessary to manufacture any celebrity and spark any trend.
All avenues. All avenues. See, back in the day, there used to be positive rappers, positive rap songs like Fight the Power and Self-Destruction. You had it for self-destruction. It was really positive songs out there. But because of all these record companies or banks realizing that positive music is going to make them lose money because less people are going to prison, they literally outlawed positive music. And back in the day, they started pushing the 2 Live Crews, the 2 Shorts, the NWAs, and that became prominent rap music. Because 2 Live Crew, that was Luke, Uncle Luke, and and it was just a whole bunch of booty shaking and rapping. I mean, gangster rap.
And of course, Time Warner, as the owner of Warner Brothers Records, can not only sign an artist, but since they are also the owners of Entertainment Weekly, they can also put an artist on the cover of magazines by next week. Like it says right here.
And why do they want to put you on a cover? For influence. If y'all see me on a cover of Time magazine, I would have more influence over y'all. Just think about that. If y'all were to go to the store and see Mr. Let Go in a suit on a magazine, you're going to be like, oh, damn, Mr. Let Go is doing it. And you would come back and I would have more influence over you simply because you seen me on the front of a magazine. Unbeknownst to you, the same company that signed me owns the magazine. So that means I don't have the influence. They just stuck me on the cover of the magazine to make it look like I got influence. I ain't got none of these people ain't got no damn influence.
32 media executives in the U.S. were responsible for controlling all avenues necessary to manufacture any celebrity and spark any trend. And of
all avenues.
Of course, Time Warner, as the owner of Warner Brothers Records, can not only sign an artist, but since they are also the owners of Entertainment Weekly, they can also put an artist on the cover of magazines by next week. Like it says right here, you think you choose what you listen to, but do you really? Here's the most important part that this article paints.
All this is about influence. All of this is about influence.
Very well. BET and MTV are owned by Viacom. When ownership...
Hold on. This is getting good. Let's quick commercial break. We'll come right back. With a solution. I just came up with a solution that will help every woman watching, regardless of age, regardless of background. See, in my 7 years of coaching women, the number one thing that I hear in my coaching sessions is her issue or tumultuous relationship with her mother. So what I've done is come out with a card game that will actually help mothers and daughters come back together. We have to get to the source of a woman's pain, her inadequacies, her insecurities, and heal that little girl inside of her before she goes out in the world as a woman. I call Like Mother, Like Daughter, therapy in a box. Therapy in a box is 50 questions for the daughter to ask the mother, questions that you always wanted to ask. And it's also 50 questions for the mother to ask the daughter. But when you're able to ask the questions that you always wanted to ask to your mother without her getting upset, without her pulling rank on you, the lines of communication are now open. When women are finally able to forgive their mother, relationships outside of the household would then blossom. Because for most women, there's a hurt little girl inside of her that never had an opportunity to be seen or heard. But all that stops when you buy my new Like Mother, Like Daughter card game. Order it now. The link is under this video. Click the link and let's start healing. All right. Let's get back to the video. Back it up a little bit.
Very well. BET and MTV are owned by Viacom. When ownerships of these mass media conglomerates is cross-checked with the biggest names in private prison ownership, the largest owner of Core Civic, like I just named, formerly Corrections Corporation of America, is none other than Vanguard Group Incorporated. The corporation that works very closely with BlackRock and Larry Fink. You know, the corporation who basically has the highest shares in every single major corporation that resides out of America? Yeah, that one. Vanguard is the #1 shareholder in both Viacom and Time Warner. Vanguard is also the largest holder in the GEO group, the second largest owner of private prisons in the entire USA. Like it says here, the people who own the media and are responsible for putting gangster rap at the center of youth culture are the very same people who own private prisons. So you tell me why this deal is a problem. You tell me why major artists really don't like Drake. Because I'm pretty sure it's obvious at this point. Drake is what you would call a sellout, and Kendrick truly knows how the industry runs. But you keep allowing yourself to be consumed by those frequencies.
Do y'all remember like 3 years ago when Crazy Bone had exposed the industry, and he basically was talking about how all these record labels, you know what I'm saying, invest in private prisons. So pretty much their main goal is to get us to go to prison. They're paying the artists to influence us to try to live like them. And that's why a lot of artists don't come out saying, oh, I went to school to get where I'm at now. You feel me? All these artists act like they came from the streets. They're only giving big deals to artists that's agreeing to destroy the black community. Think about all these new artists and what they promoting. At this meeting that Crazy Bone was talking about, guess what? There wasn't no country artists there, and that's why I say the black community.
Music business has invested millions of dollars in the private prison system. Somebody sent me an article, like, I think it was like 6 or 7 years ago. Right. But it's actually a letter that was written by somebody.
Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. The people who have just came in, make sure to hit the like button. Hit the like button. Make sure to hit the like button.
that was a decision maker at a major label. You know, he was invited to a very special meeting about the future of hip hop back in 1991. And the title of the letter is The Secret Meeting That Changed Rap Music and Destroyed a Generation. I have struggled for a long time weighing the pros and cons of making my story public, as I was reluctant to implicate the individuals who were present that day. So I've simply decided to leave out the names and all the details that may risk my personal well-being and that of those who were, like me, dragged into something they weren't ready for. We ain't scared.
You know what I'm saying? What they gonna do?
They after us, not playing.
Look, that black van.
So I was invited to attend a closed-door meeting with a small group of business insiders to discuss rap music's new direction. Little did I know we would be asked to participate in one of the most unethical and destructive business practices ever seen.
Okay.
The meeting was held at a private residence on the outskirts of Los Angeles. I remember about 25 to 30 people were there, most of them familiar faces. Among the attendees was a small group of unfamiliar faces who stayed to themselves and made no attempt to socialize beyond their circle. Based on their behavior and formal appearances, they didn't seem to be from our industry. Our casual chatter was interrupted when we were asked to sign the confidentiality agreement, preventing us from publicly discussing the information presented during the meeting. And consequences were stated that violating the terms would result in job termination immediately. A few people refused to sign and walked out. Nobody stopped them. The subject quickly changed as the speaker went on to tell us that the respective companies we represented had invested in a very profitable industry, which could become even more rewarding with our active involvement.
Dang.
He explained that the companies we worked for had invested millions into the building of privately owned prisons, and that our positions of influence in the music industry would actually impact the profitability of these investments. Sure enough, someone asked what these prisons were and what any of this had to do with music. We were told that these prisons were built by privately owned companies who received funding from the government based on the number of inmates. The more inmates, the more the government would pay these prisons. It was also made clear to us that since these prisons are privately owned, as they become publicly traded, we'd be able to buy shares. My industry colleague who had first opened the meeting took the floor again and answered our questions. He told us that since our employees had become silent investors in this prison business, it was now in their interest to make sure that these prisons remain filled.
Shout out to Vita. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Ex-CI agent John Homestead. I remember that name.
Our job would be to help make this happen by making music which promote criminal behavior, rap being the music of choice. He assured us that this would be a great situation for us because rap music was becoming an increasingly profitable market for our companies, and as employees, we'd also be able to buy stocks in these prisons. My daze was interrupted when someone shouted, "Is this a fucking joke?" At this point, things became chaotic.
Right.
Two of the men who were part of the unfamiliar group grabbed the man who shouted and attempted to remove him from the house. A few of us, myself included, tried to intervene. One of them pulled out a gun and we all backed off. They separated us from the crowd and all four of us was escorted outside. My industry colleague who opened up the meeting earlier hurried out to meet us and reminded us that we had signed an agreement and would suffer the consequences of speaking out. I remember word for word the last thing he said. "It's out of my hands now. Just remember you signed an agreement." He then closed the door behind him. The men rushed us to our car and actually waited until we drove off the property.
Damn.
Anything that was harmless, fun rap, anything that had a message in it had to go. It's not enough for them to exploit our culture and make all the money off of it. But they're going to go beyond the artist to get the artist to influence and lure in the consumer, which they knew at the time were mainly minorities.
Yep.
In other words, keep promoting gangster rap so that the youngsters will be influenced by them, which in turn will incite them to want to act like them. And it's a very good chance they'll end up in their prison.
Yes.
They're getting paid twice. They're getting paid from the artists they signing, and then they're getting paid from the people that these artists influence that goes to prison trying to be like these artists.
Remember I said that they get paid from the influence and they get paid from the other influence. It's two types of influences. It's to influence you to go to Diddy parties or whoever parties and get drunk and pass out so you can get shipped off in, somewhere else, or either the other people that are being influenced to do crimes and, do drugs or whatever, or be violent and end up going to the prison.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a dirty, dirty game. And this is the reason why, because one of the other psyops that goes unspoken is single motherhood. One of the things that we've talked about is when you hear these Diddy lawsuits, the first thing you hear is
filed
a
a
13-year-old
lawsuit against Diddy, claiming that she was 13 years old when she was drugged and SA'd at a house party with.
So when you hear something about somebody being essayed and they're 13, how the hell is this kid being around Diddy at the age of 13? Because in most cases, these women, just like the R. Kelly situations, these girls don't have no daddy. So single motherhood is a psyop also, because if more children had fathers, and I know every situation isn't perfect, but if more children had fathers, it will be less children for Diddy to be diddling. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Greta. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I loved BET before Viacom. When Viacom first bought it, they played 2 Live Crew and NWA 24/7 for the first few weeks. I remember that. I definitely remember that. That was when they started playing y'all remember that that nasty song from the Country Grammar dude. I forgot his name. But the rapper that sung Country Grammar, he played that they started playing BET After Dark. Put a 1 in the chat if you remember BET After Dark. Yes, Vita. Music to Prison Pipeline. Yes, 1000%. Put a 1 in the chat. Nelly, thank you. Yes, Nelly. Do you remember? Put a 1 in the chat if y'all remember BET After Dark. That's what they was doing to us. Tip Drill. Yeah, Tip Drill by Nelly. Put a 1 in the chat if you remember BET After Dark. See, when we were young, there was no internet. And in order to look at booty, because back in the day, we can't see booty. We can see booty everywhere now. We couldn't see booty nowhere as little young boys. So to see booty, it was either on some VCR tape that your daddy or your mama had. But if you ain't got no VCR tape, you can't look at booty. But BET started something called BET After Dark. And then they would play Tip Drill and Uncle Luke and 2 Live Crew. Next thing you know, booty, 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 booty everywhere. We started saying, we were like, yo, now we seeing booty everywhere out of nowhere. And next thing you know, it sexualized us. But before that, we couldn't see booty nowhere. Not on TV, there was no internet back then. And the girls, they wasn't doing nothing in school because everybody was too young. So BET, Black Entertainment Television, and HBO are 2 of the culprits that literally sexualized young people. And that is the reason why I go so hard in these videos about Diddy and keeping our foot on these dudes' necks, because at the end of the day, keeping Diddy behind bars will inadvertently help save our children because it makes the adults feel more comfortable coming forward and keeping men like Diddy behind bars. So I do this to save our children. And it might sound crazy, like it's some Feed the Hungry Foundation or something like that, but it's a real thing. My content helps protect your children. The more we are together and galvanized as a community, and we all start, just maintaining our boundaries and making sure our kids know right from wrong, and we do what we're supposed to do as parents, our children will be better off than the last generation of children. And that's why I do what I do, because my kids are good. I'm a great father because I could see it in my kids. And I would just like to help extend my hand to help my community via social media and, of course, via my products. But you have to buy the product for the product to actually help. So it's cool to, be in the chat and having fun and watching all these videos or whatever. But at the end of the day, it is imperative for you to take advantage of the products that I have to offer also, because these products, either this one or this one, will guaranteed be helpful to you and your family's life. If you want to let go of your childhood trauma, that's what I created this card game for. And I got another card game coming in the next few months. It's already written out. I just got to get a developer to put that, a designer to put all that together. And if you are a man or a woman, and whether you're dating or you're not dating, buy this card game. It's 81 cards in this card game. And around Christmas time or around Thanksgiving, you can just simply pull this card game out and say, hey, everybody, just Thanksgiving dinner. Hey, everybody, let's play a fun card game. They're gonna be like, oh, okay. Everybody crowds around the table, pop that thing down, open the cards up, and everybody pick a card. And because the cards aren't really about romantic dating, it's about questions. When a man and a woman are walking up a flight of steps, the man walks behind the woman. Why is this? It's just simple questions. And there's fun questions. How did your parents prepare you for interpersonal relationships? These are just great conversational questions to talk amongst family. If I ask your mother why you can't seem to get it right in regards to relationships, what do you think she would say? You can ask this to your mama, cousin, auntie, just fun questions or whatever. But that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to help strengthen our family units and heal our trauma. You know what I'm saying? But make sure to buy both card games if you have not. The link is under this video, and the link is also in the chat. So if you guys, some of y'all are just tuning in, Diddy has been denied bail, and we all are happy, and we just really wanted to just have a quick fun Diddy party real quick, without the baby oil, you know what I'm saying, and celebrate, so thank y'all for celebrating with me. But Diddy is in jail, and he's got denied bond, and there's a very good chance that he will never get a bond again, and he will stay in jail until his court hearing, and then he'll go to trial and he'll lose, or he'll take a plea, and he does 15 to 30 years in prison, and we'll never see Diddy again, and his ass will be out of here, and it'll be on to the next one, and our children and our families and the victims are safe, and everybody can go back to healing. So y'all have a good rest of y'all night. Talk to y'all later. And remember, card game is $65, $62. I'm sorry. It's going to go back up to $200 in 3 more days. Make sure to get your mother-daughter card game and get your Deeper Discussions card game if you have not already. Talk to y'all later. with a solution that will help every woman watching, regardless of age, regardless of background. See, in my 7 years of coaching women, the number one thing that I hear in my coaching sessions is her issue or tumultuous relationship with her mother. So what I've done is come out with a card game that will actually help mothers and daughters come back together. We have to get to the source of a woman's pain, her inadequacies, her insecurities, and heal that little girl inside of her before she goes out in the world as a woman. I call Like Mother, Like Daughter therapy in a box. Therapy in a box is 50 questions for the daughter to ask the mother, questions that you always wanted to ask. And it's also 50 questions for the mother to ask the daughter. But when you're able to ask the questions that you always wanted to ask to your mother without her getting upset, without her pulling rank on you, the lines of communication are now open. When women are finally able to forgive their mother, relationships outside of the household would then blossom. Because for most women, there's a hurt little girl inside of her that never had an opportunity to be seen or heard. But all that stops when you buy my new Like Mother, Like Daughter card game. Order it now. The link is under this video. Click the link and let's start healing.
How about we meet up at a coffee shop and play this fun dating card game? We'll have fun and see if we're compatible all at the same time.
Ooh, what's the name of the game?
It's called Deeper Discussions.
I'm down.
Okay, meet you at 6.
Fellas, buy this card game. Ladies, buy this card game. Buy about 2 or 3 card games. The main reason why people can't stay together isn't because they don't like each other no more. It's actually because their present family issues come up or their past family issues come up. But when you play Deeper Discussions, you'll be able to understand a person's family issues up front.
This game can be played with either 2 people or an entire group. So have fun.
Question number 1. Name a time when money was the main factor why a relationship went bad.
Deeper Discussions Dating Edition. Again, these cards are good for vetting a potential boyfriend, a potential girlfriend, a potential husband, a potential wife. The texture of these cards are so soft and silky, by the way. Like
they ain't gonna get
really
wore out.
Durable.
A dating card game for introverts who have a hard time asking the much needed compatibility questions. Deeper Discussions, the card game.
Good night, y'all. Good night. Happy Thanksgiving.